Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to draft and cut Princess Bustier darts. And so what I have there is basic body lines or basic body drafting. If you don't know how to do basic bodies, I'm going to leave a link there for you to watch. This is shoulder to waist. Yes, and I have front and back. Let's work on the front pattern first. So from here to here is back measurement divided by 2 plus sewing allowance, which is ½ inch. From here to here is shoulder to bust, and then shoulder to under bust, and then shoulder to waist plus 1 inch. So the shoulder to waist is actually 18 plus 1 for sewing allowance. Do you get it? Okay. And so this is what we are going to do. We are going to place our darts on this. The dart we are using is 9. 9 divided by 2 is going to be 4.5. I'm going to add ½ inch to it to make it 5. So I'll place it here and measure my 5. And then I'll come to the underbust too and then measure the same 5. Then I'll come to the waistline, also measure the same 5. So this is a request by one of my subscribers. So this is it. Now I have this folded into 2. Do you get it? And this is your bust, that is the larger part, divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance of 3 inches. Yeah, so use at least 3 inches, it will be okay. And so this is what I have here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have the dart line here, and at the underbust here I'm going to mark 2 inches here, and I'm going to mark 1 inch here. Then I'll come here to I'll mark 2 inches, and I'm going to mark, you can choose to mark the same 1 inch, but I'm going to mark ½ inch here, ½ inch here. Okay, and so I'll come here also and then come down by, you can come down between ½ and 1 inch, and so I'm going to come down by ½ inch or between that. Okay, so here, and then I'm going to use my curve and then get it. Now if your bust is less than 40, then instead of measuring 2 inches you can measure 1.5, but this is for a plus size. Yes, this is a plus size. So, and then I'm going to join this to this. I'll join this straight. I'm going to join this to this and then this to this. So I'll bring this one here. And I'm going to draw this straight. So this is it. You see I have a middle, I have a point here. This is the middle of it. Now to get this, you come here by 1 inch for shoulder slope. Do you get it? And from this 1 inch to this, you divide it into 2, and so that is how come I got this 4.5. Do you get it? Okay, when you get this half, then you come here by ½ inch, and then that's what you use to draw for the front armhole, just for the front. Now after drawing the front armhole, we are going to measure the armhole curve here, and we are going to divide it into 2. So we have 11 here, so you are going to divide it into 2 and get 5.5. Do you get it? And so that's it, 5.5. Okay, so from this 5.5 you are going to join it to what we have here, and you're going to come up here by ½ inch. And so this is it. This is the line. I'm going to join it to this. Then we are going to create a dart here. And so come up here by 1 inch. You can make it half inch. So from here 1 inch, you can make it half inch. And then we'll come here also, same 1 inch. Okay. We are going to join it to this. So we are going to take this same. Now when you measure this, what we have here is 2 inches. So when you measure, whatever you have there is what you're going to add to it. So you're going to add it to this line. And so just stand here and then mark 2 inches here. Do you get it? Okay. So we are going to join it this way. Because if you don't do it that way and you cut this off, when you join to this, it's not going to be equal. Okay, so we are going to have our armhole here this way. So this is going to be the new armhole. Do you get it? And so after this, the next thing is to add your measurement to 8. And so we are using a bust of 12 inches. That is 48 divided by 4 is going to be 12. And so we'll place the 12 here. This is the 12. And then we'll come to the under bust. The under bust, the measurement is going to be exactly the waist measurement. So the waist is 40. And so 40, you measure what you have here. So what we have here is 3 inches. You will add it to the 40. That is 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10. So you add the 3 inches to 8, and then it's going to be 13. So 13 here. And then we'll bring the same 13 also at the waistline. And so we forget about the bust point here, and then let's come to the chest here. And so this is the chest line, that's the armhole line. And so we have the 12 as the bust point. We have the 12 as for the bust measurement. Then we are going to add 2 inches to 8. And that's going to be 14. Do you get it? And so because we don't have enough here, you can leave it like this. After cutting, when you place it on your fabric, you add your extra allowance to it. Do you get it? And so just mark it this way. So we are going to join it this way. And so I measured the bust here and added 2 inches. Now if you place this here and then you measure the armhole, it's going to be, the armhole is 20. 20 divided by 2 is going to be 10. And so that is what we use to get this point. As I said, I'm going to leave the link to how to come by these basic bodies drafting so that you can follow it. And so when you place it here and you measure your 10, this is the 10. You see, you cannot cut it exactly at 10. You need to add sewing allowance to it. And so 2 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches, it's okay because you sew the upper part and all that. So if you add 3 inches, that will be okay. So we join it this way. Therefore, when you cut this and place it on your fabric, you are going to add extra allowance of 2 inches to 8. You add 2 inches, 2 inches, and even add extra 2 inches also here. Do you get it? So whatever allowance you add to these ones, you're going to add the same thing also to this. Hope we are clear. And so you are going to have it this way. And so we are going to cut this thing out before you come and decide the neck. So once you cut this one off, then we'll come here. So this is it. So when you fix it, it's going to, so you see, because we added the extra 2 inches, it's going to be equal. When you sew, you're going to get everything. But if we have not added it, this is where it's going to end. You see the mark point here, where the actual armhole is. This is where it will end, and so you will need to add it to it so that when you join, everything will be equal. And so when you have it this way, you can put it aside. You don't have the neck there. Whenever you pick this, so this is it, you see, whenever you pick this and you want to use it for your dress, you are going to just place it on it. Then after, you just determine your neck, you see, then you place this one here and then measure the neck width you want. If you want a neck width of 4 inches, you measure. If you want the neck depth of 4 inches, you measure. Then you draw your neck shape. Do you get it? If you want the neck width to be 5 inches, and then the depth should be 6 inches, or however you want it. If you want it high neck, you will just draw it. So you can have this like this. It will just be there for you, and you use it as template whenever you are sewing. Then you have this and you work it out. Do you get it? Okay. So this is for the back, and the back is as simple as ABCD. And so just as we did for the front, the dart, we are going to place that on this one also. The difference between the armhole of the front and the back is that the back one is just as it is. You don't measure anything and come in. Do you get it? You leave it as it is. Okay. And so we have here is chest line, that is the armhole line. Do you get it? So that's where we are going to place our darts on the back dart. And 9 divided by 2 is going to be 4.5 plus half, and that's going to be 5 inches. And this is our zip allowance. The zip allowance is 2 inches. Do you get it? Okay. Then we are going to measure the same 5 inches also on this line, and then we are going to have a straight line. Now with the back, you can decide to have a basic dart and leave it like that, or you can also have a princess dart at the back, but just that the back one is not going to go very deep. And so you're going to mark 0.5 on each side as a basic darts. 0.5, 0.5 here, and then we'll just join each two the points here to get our darts. So this is it. Now if you want to make it princess dart also at the back, then just as we did for the other one, so you just come here, that is the shoulder slope, 1 inch here, and then we are going to measure this. And so what we have here is, let's say what we have all is 11.5. so let's we are going to have 5.75 here. Do you get it? You can pick the front part this way and then place it here. You see, if you choose to place it here and get the same length for this, you see, and so you have it here. Or you can also choose to divide it into 2 here, and that will be okay. Then place it here and then draw your shape. So you have it this way, but because we want to take this curvy thing out, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come down here like 1.5 or 2 inches here. So let's do 2 inches here, and then we will join it to this way so that we will get the curve out, either this way or you can use this. You can use this to draw it very well. So that will take that point from it. So you are going to cut on this, not this, you get it. And so you can decide that the back to you will have princess darts this way. That is all. Or you are going to just maintain a dart of this, and that will be okay. And so if you have it this way, what you are going to do is you are going to extend this by ½ inch, either ½ inch or 1 inch. Okay. So something like this. Now with the back, it is not really an issue if you do not place a dart here. It is not really an issue if you do not place a dart here. But if you choose to place a dart, then make it ½ inch, ½ inch, because you don't want to have any serious effects there. So you can have ½ inch, ½ inch. Do you get it? ½ inch, ½ inch, and then you will use it. You draw it and then draw this. But I'm going to leave it like this because this is just the back. Do you get it? Okay. A new armhole points this way, and then cut it. And so even if you add ½ inch, ½ inch here, you can still extend it 1 inch as I did. If you don't have ½ inch, if you don't add ½ inch and you leave it like that, you can also not to worry to extend it, but always to be on the safer side, you can extend it by either ½ inch or 1 inch, and that will still be okay, so that when you join, everything will be okay. So we are going to cut it from here. Do you get it? So after, the next thing to do is to add your darts. The waist is 40, so that's going to be 10, and what we have here is 1 inch, and that's going to be 11. And so just place your 11 here, and then just as we did for the front one, we are going to leave it. As for this one, is very, no, it's not enough, so we'll leave it just as it is. And then we are going to join. So when you place it on your fabric, you have to remember to add your extra allowance to it. You get it this way, and so you just cut it out. So this is it. So at the end of the day, when you sew, after everything, when you join and you even have excess here, you can, after joining, you can easily cut the excess. Do you get it? Trim it very well. And so this is it for the back. So this is it. By the end of the day, you are going to hold this place with pins. Do you get it? And so this is it. So you're going to have it this way. You're going to have it this way. You see? And then this is for the front. You see, it's going to be on it this way. You see, we're going to have it this way. Okay, so this is it for how to cut Princess Bustier darts. I have a video on how to cut off-shoulder Princess Bustier darts. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, like and share the video. Bye bye.